Welcome to the 5 Minute Salute. I'm Chris Budihas, your host, and I'm lucky to have Eric Lopez with Arrowhead Leadership Consulting on the line here. Eric, how are you?
I'm doing great, Chris. Thanks for having me on.
Yeah, it's good to see you, brother. So the last time we saw each other, downrange that is, was in Kandahar. So it's good to see all the things you're doing here in your post-military career. So first easy question I'm going to throw to you is, Eric, where are you from? What you do in the military? And let's talk about that post-military career that you're pursuing right now.
Yeah, born and raised New Haven, Connecticut. Left for West Point when I was 17 years old. Had a career as an infantry officer. A lot of deployments. Got a chance to lead a infantry company and infantry battalion. In combat in Afghanistan. Yep. But then when I got to the end of my career, the Army said, "Lopez, we got something for you. It's called Army recruiting."
So highly desired.
It was my number one choice. It was my number one choice. People don't believe that, but man, what an awesome experience. What a humble honor putting people in the Army and changing lives every day. I absolutely loved Army recruiting. Very humbling. I mean, I never felt like such a failure as a leader. Wow. My brigade had to put 77 people in the Army every day to make a mission, every single day. And we didn't make that. We had some successes and some growth and put a lot of people in the Army, but that was, man, what a way to end my career and to really set me up for the transition.
Yeah.
Chris, transition's been tough, brother. I'm going to tell you, my first 2 years out of uniform were very, very tough. I really struggled, bounced around some different jobs. You know how the retired colonels do.
Oh, yeah.
Really struggled taking off the uniform, really struggled with some combat stuff. Processing that on the outside is hard. It's different when you're not around people in uniform who've done the same things you've done. So it's been tough, but man, I started Arrowhead Leadership a little bit before I retired. And really this last year I've started to grow it, and it's just been so fun getting back in that leader development space, that mentoring space that I love so much about the Army. So excited to be in this business at this point.
Don, it's amazing. Eric, did you visualize that this is what you're going to be doing in your post-military career?
No, it was always a side hustle. I always thought it would be a side hustle and just do some coaching on the side. But, man, I kind of found out I don't want to work for somebody else. That was part of that 2-year journey. I'm done with that, right? Being able to have my own business and control my own destiny has been great.
And so as a small business owner, how's that experience been? And what tools did you learn in the military that have directly translated, and what things have you had to learn on your own or through mentorship?
Oh, man. So I'll start with what I didn't know. I didn't know anything about money, right? We do not understand money in uniform. It's funny money, right? It's government money.
Somebody else's money.
Profit and loss, different ball game, and that was very humbling, and it takes time to learn, and that's been big. I think the tech aspect of small business, I am not leveraging the tech that's out there like I should be. Still doing some stubby pencil stuff and some of that, and I've got to get better. So those are two areas I definitely needed to improve once I got out. The stuff you brought, the hard work of the network, critical, the network I brought from the military, and just a desire to develop leaders. Those are the big things I transitioned out with.
No, that's great. As a small business leader, you got to own everything, right? The HR, the finance, operations, sales and marketing. Like I tell people, it sounds great to be your own boss, but everything else comes with it. How did you kind of cover those areas where you felt you needed, a little bit of a gap in and needed to close up that, that information space that you saw as maybe a weakness?
Yeah, you got to do it by finding the right people, but you got to figure out how to do it without expending a ton of revenue.
Yeah.
So I do a lot of profit sharing, a lot of percentages. When we get, a certain client, then people that work for me get a cut of that. So I didn't have to go out and get a bunch of capital up front. And you just have to have that that mindset of, man, every dime you give away, you are taking it from your bottom line, and it's precious. But how do you get that talent and people to fill in the gaps that you don't have without spending a ton of money? And it's a hard balance.
Yeah. And you're seeing a little bit of growth. I've been watching Arrowhead since you created it, and I've seen you brought up some new teammates, and no doubt, providing, more capacity of your consulting company. How's that working out? Are you seeing future growth in the future?
Absolutely, and that's what's exciting about continuing to grow. And then as we get more clients, you can bring on more people, and that playing off each other is really exciting. I'll tell you, Army recruiting prepared me for this, right? All the social media stuff, all the LinkedIn stuff, Instagram, YouTube, sales and marketing, that all came from being in recruiting, which as an infantryman, man, I would have never known that stuff. So it was a real blessing to serve in recruiting.
No, that's great. So for our audience, this is national, how do they find Arrowhead Leadership Consulting?
Yeah, we're at arrowhead-leadership.com. Love to connect with people on LinkedIn, do a lot there. Lopez on Leadership on YouTube. Always putting out new leadership videos, and also I'm about to release a whole 10-part series on transition awesome. Lessons learned on YouTube, Lopez on Leadership, so you can find me there as well.
Awesome. Well, thanks for doing that. That's huge, right? I told people when I got out of the Marines, and this is 2000, there was no TAP, there was none of these nonprofits, there was, YouTube existed in its infancy, but now you got us information, and I know you're a great SME to listen to kind of reflect upon as people get ready for that transition.
Absolutely, and I'm passionate. After what I went through, if I can help others, in their transition, I'm excited to do it.
Well, Eric, number one, thanks for your friendship. Number two, thanks for your service to the nation. And number three, thanks for what you're doing for your community and for everybody, through your network and beyond. It really matters.
Yeah, it's an honor, man. It was an honor to serve, and it's an honor to keep going the way we're going. So thanks for having me.
We can change the world. Thanks, brother. Have a great weekend. Hey, folks, today's segment is brought to you by Operation Barnabas. If you like what you see, follow us on LinkedIn. Also, take a look at OperationBarnabas.com. And great nonprofit over there in Northeast Florida, helping veterans with a hand up, not a handout. We'll see you in the next segment.
Operation Barnabas is a veterans ministry, started in 2017. With the purpose of helping our veterans that kind of got left behind.
These people went over and went to war for us, and a lot of their friends didn't come back, and that's a lot of the stuff that we as veterans deal with is there's a lot of people that didn't make it back, and then it's like, why are we here? So and then they isolate, and they've struggled with addictions, PTSD, suicidal thoughts, those kind of things, helping them get whole again through one-to-one mentorship. So being able to communicate with them and help them can drastically change their life, can drastically change a family's life. The little that we can do is put our hand out and say, hey, do you want a hand up? Like, we're not giving a hand out. Do you want a hand up? And just be able to be there with them and do life with them, and just be able to help them, because, man, they put their life on the line for you and me.